February lasted like 2 days. I have always wanted to make a favorites video, so I'm doing a February favorites plus recap. I can't really do like a February favorites, at least for like products, because I just haven't bought anything too much this year. I feel like I only buy groceries and gas and like pay my bills because I'm like heavily budgeting. I track all of my expenses on an Excel spreadsheet and I get like really obsessed with it because I'm trying to make sure that I don't go over my budget. And sometimes I do go over my budget and it drives me crazy and then I feel bad about myself. But sometimes, you know, you have expenses that you don't expect, and so I'm trying to be kinder to myself when it comes to money. I've calculated that by halfway through 2026, I shall be debt-free, which is really exciting. I just sometimes wish I could like fast forward to that moment so I could take that extra money and save it. I kind of like thoroughly effed myself in my early 20s because I, was living paycheck to paycheck. And I also decided to move to a completely new city. The bills kind of kept piling up, but I've been chunking away. Like I was straight up just like raw dogging my finances, had no concept of how much money was coming in and was coming out. I guess I just didn't want to come to terms with it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Damaris and I'm really glad that you're here. Last year, like a year and a half ago, I like really sat down and looked at everything and I was ashamed, I was appalled. So I made a plan and I'm sticking to that plan and it's going pretty well. I'm taking a kind of like aggressive approach to this, so it doesn't leave me a lot of room to buy things for myself. Mostly my like treating myself is buying like a product under $20 or just getting, a mocha coffee because that's my favorite kind of coffee. I really only try to buy the necessities so I can pay off all of my dumb bills. Which leads me to this bad boy. This is my telescopic lift from L'Oreal Paris. It's just, a really nice mascara. You may not know this about me, but I do have eczema, but I also have a lot of chemical allergies. So I'm very limited in what I can use on my body. And this black mascara, it's good. It's actually good. And I've been liking the Bold mascara. My eyes have been like getting better because they flare up with my eczema, so my eyes have been calmed down, so I've been wearing a little bit more makeup than usual. February was also a very exciting month for me because I hard launched my YouTube channel and I will say it's going really well. It's been so exciting, like planning videos and writing them out and then like publishing them. I'm getting better at my Photoshop skills, like making thumbnails. I don't know about you, but I feel like it takes me like a couple hours to make thumbnails. I just like want them to be good. And the comments have been like extremely encouraging and the people have been so sweet. And I think it's always a little bit scary opening up and sharing your life on the internet because you're not sure what side you're gonna be on. But I feel like all the girlies are very, positive and supportive on YouTube. Like literally, I will see like a small YouTuber just starting out and I will go and I will subscribe, I will comment, I will like their videos just because I want everybody to win. And I just feel like other people feel that same way. So already I feel like there's this little tiny community on YouTube and it's cute, man. It's cute. I plan to post once a week, and I've been working a little bit ahead so I don't feel like this insane pressure and anxiety to like get the videos out, I gotta put out that content, I want it to be a fun experience and not feel like it's work necessarily. Like it's work, like I'm editing videos, I'm writing scripts, I'm, doing Photoshop, but I want it to be something that I enjoy, and currently I really enjoy doing it. I did kind of lie. I did buy this SanDisk hard drive. This is 4 terabytes because I was looking at, the file size on my Osmo Digi camera. Those files are big and I want to make sure that I'm shooting on like really good quality. So my computer, which I got, last year, it's a nice newer one, and it was like, hey, my disk is full, and I'm like, what do you mean? I was so excited to get this because my computer was just angry at me. It was just so slow exporting everything, and it's great. I love it. Okay, so I want to talk TV shows because I have been watching a lot of TV shows this month because, I pay for subscriptions and I better use them. But one of the shows I'm watching is Common Side Effects, which is an animated series. An animated series on Max. I think the storytelling is so fun, and there's a new episode every single Monday, and I got all caught up, and I was like, oh my god, that I've watched all the episodes, like I need more. So that show is really fun. It's about this guy who he discovers this mushroom that basically cures everything. So the government, the pharmaceutical companies, and some other bad people are after him because they want to destroy the mushrooms. The show that I binge watched this month was Lessons in Chemistry, and it stars Brie Larson, and it's set in the 1950s and 60s, and she is a scientist, and it's so crazy because she's a woman and she's a scientist, and she's just constantly proving herself. It touches on a lot of stuff, but I think mostly it's just like how women were just not seen as basic humans back then. It's just kind of like their only role was to be a housewife. Like, some of the scenes today just make you so angry because it's so different now, but also not that different because I feel like women still constantly have to prove themselves all the time. The other show I wanted to talk about was Downton Abbey. Oh my god. I started this show in January with James, my partner, and we've binge watched the crap out of it. I think we've both been so busy since the beginning of the year, and it feels like this show's just been our comfort show. It's about an aristocratic family in the 1910s and the 1920s, and it follows, their lives, but it also follows the servants' lives, and there's just so much juicy, fun drama through this whole show. Our favorite character is Mr. Carson. We literally just talk in their little accents, Mr. Carson, what are you doing down here? Anyways, it's just been a really sweet show, and we finished it. They have 3 movies. We've watched those 3 movies too because we're just eating this world up. Another cool thing this month is I finally put my band together. So I had to have 2 foot surgeries last year, which kind of prompted me to go on hiatus. But I had the first surgery in September, and I haven't played a show in about 7 months. And that really sucks because one of the coolest parts about being on a band is you get to perform in front of people. And I feel like when I am performing on stage, I'm the most confident, coolest version of myself. And I haven't been able to really feel like that in such a long time. So now that I can walk and stand, longer than 5 minutes, I have decided to put out a single, and I'm super excited because I've been sitting on this song for quite some time, and finally we are going to have a single release show at the beginning of March, and I'm so excited for it. I'll play a little snippet for you right here. Proud of that song. It's called Just Like, and I kind of wrote it for people who have either been in a really bad relationship, or they've been raised by really bad people, or they're just friends with toxic people, and it just seems like all of the people that they meet in their life are just like him, they're just like her, and it's like this almost like constant cycle, and sometimes like you just want to be loved so much that you avoid the red flags that you see in people. You just kind of like skip all the signs, which is one of the words in the songs. But I think it's relatable. It was relatable to me because I wrote it. But I'm really excited about that song. I love my vocal work on there. Speaking of music, so one of the bands I have been like really obsessed with is this band called Pixel Grip. Pixel Grip is like a dark wave synthy kind of band, and I love their music so much. Like one of my favorite songs from them is called Alpha Pussy, and it's great. I highly recommend checking them out if you want to feel hot and cool and dark. Another artist that I've like reconnected with is Joe, Joe Keery from Stranger Things. That song, When I'm Back in Chicago, I Feel It. I remember like the first time I went back home to my hometown, it was so lame, and maybe everyone else has done this too, but like, when they say, when I'm back in Chicago, I say, when I'm back in Las Vegas. Oh my god, is that like lame? I don't know. But I like really like resonated with that song because it talks about like leaving your hometown and coming back and how that feels. And something super cool is my friend and I are going to go see him. Speaking of tickets too, I bought 9 Inch Nails tickets and it was insanity. I had been prepping for this ticket release to happen. I put it on my calendar. I blocked off time at work so I could like actually buy these tickets. And I got put in the queue. I don't know how many. It was like thousands and thousands of people were ahead of me. And while I'm like waiting for this queue to happen, I'm like refreshing Reddit, which maybe is not a great idea because people are like, oh my god, like the tickets are gone. All the scalpers have taken all the tickets and they're reselling them for astronomical prices, which is true. I was like freaking out because I couldn't get these tickets, and this is James's favorite band. This is one of my favorite bands, and I really wanted these tickets. I wanted us to have like a really good time. Eventually, I get to the page where you can see like all the seats. And every time I clicked on a little circle, it was like tickets unavailable, tickets unavailable. And I'm like, I'm stressing, bro. I am stressing. And eventually I nail some tickets. I nail 2 tickets. And they're way more than I was like expecting to pay for. But I really wanted to splurge, and this is going to be a special show. So I bought them. I don't regret it. I want to see 9 Inch Nails. I don't care. My last music rec is a composer, and his name is Peter Sandberg. I think I like randomly landed on his music like on Spotify or something like a couple of like 3 or 4 years ago. But it's so cool because I didn't know that his music was also on Epidemic Sound. Peter Sandberg's music is royalty free, so that means I can put it in my videos, which I do. It's really cool. I love like a lot of his like piano-y kind of jazzy stuff, and I think for the last few videos I've created, I just put his music in there. So if you're looking for some fun, sweet, cool music for your vlogs, definitely check out Peter Sandberg because I love his music. Like, I have his music saved on, Spotify downloaded, and before flights or before the plane goes, takes off, I listen to his music and it like really calms me down. One thing that I can always look forward to every single month is book club, and we read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch this month. It's a science fiction book that talks about, different dimensions, and I was like super like procrastinating on reading the book because I think like a quarter into the book it was kind of slow just because it's like building the world, and I wasn't like really connecting with like any of the characters quite yet. But then after a certain incident happens, I was like, oh shit. And everything after that, like I just could not put this book down. I think I read it in like 2 days, but it was just like all these things were happening, and some things were I wasn't expecting them to happen, and it's a thriller. It's a little bit of a romance. quick, fast read. I've been really loving like sci-fi books lately, which I'm usually like more of a historical fiction person, but I'm maybe switching sides. I don't know. Dark Matter is also a TV show on Apple TV, and it was really cool because we screened it during book club, and it was so cool to like in real time see how different the TV show and the book are. I wasn't quite hooked with the show because I thought the ending, the first episode didn't end where it should have, but I'm definitely gonna keep watching it to see, because I feel like every time like I read a book and I know it's turned into a movie or a TV show, I just like want to go fact check it. But book club food was really good. There was like a charcuterie board. We had some soups. We also had some ice cream, which is yummy. But I always love book club. Book club is so good. And the girls in our club, you know, they always make really good food. So it's fun. It's fun. One of the most helpful things that I have done in February is sign up for Dr. RUBIN on TikTok. He has a email list where he sends out, you know, all of the things that have been like FDA recalled. In February, there was news that some certain cans of tuna could have risks of botulism, and one of the freaking ones that was on the list was an HEB tuna can that I had that was sitting in my pantry. It was crazy because I had this thing. I feel like that's never happened where, you know, you see all these FDA recalls, and I had one of those things. It was in my pantry. It was ready to give me botulism. So really glad that I saw his video, and in his video he's like, hey, sign up for my emailing list. But it is so helpful. Like, I feel like I get an email like every day. The one that I got today, it's like a chicken Caesar sandwich from Thoughtfully Handmade. You see? You see, I'm not gonna eat that. There is an ASMR creator called Josie. I think that's how you say it. But this is insane. I don't really like look at ASMR videos too much, but this was like so niche, and forgive my language, but this is so cunt. Like, I don't ever use that phrase ever, but if I am to use that word, it describes Nosferatu ASMR. You must bounce on it. And like, she just crazy style. One of the things I'm obsessed with right now is mochi donuts. It's just so good and fluffy and delicious. And if you've never had a mochi nut donut, get off your butt right now and just go get you a mochi donut. I don't know. If you use TikTok, you probably know about those like viral 2-ingredient bagels, but I've been fucking that shit up. I've been making bagels, but what I've also learned is you can use this 2-ingredient dough mixture for everything. So you take equal parts Greek yogurt and self-rising flour, you mix it together, and it just forms this dough. And I've made cinnamon rolls from it. I've made just normal dinner rolls from it. I have made naan bread from it. I just learned that you can make bao buns with it, so that's kind of like my next venture of this recipe. Some other fun things this month that I've been discovering, oh my god, that I've been discovering this month is these Martinelli apple juice glass bottles. But you see, this one has already sprouted some roots, so I could plant it maybe, or just keep it in this cute little container. But I always feel like I'm saving glass bottles, like pasta glass bottles. I also got some new art in February. My friend Spencer, he is a photographer and he goes by Chapel Cowboy on Instagram, and I saw this on my feed and I was just like, it was so cute. These little ducks are just hanging out on a basketball court, and like the trees in the background are so beautiful. And so, you know, I asked him if I could get a print of it, and he sent it to me, and I'm really excited. I really need to get a frame for it, but he also sent me some stickers, and he also sent me his Zine. Let me get that. This is his Zine. It's called How to Actually Be a Photographer, and it gives you like so many great tips. It's just so cool when your friends like make art or create art and they they give it to you and you're just like, thank you. Ducks on a basketball court. I love it. I feel like this video is like so chaotic because I'm just like saying things that are coming off the top of my head. I'm like straight up unscripted right now, so if this is a lot, I'm sorry. Okay, I think I'm done yapping about my February favorites. I'm really excited for March. March is going to start out really strong. My song comes out on March 7th, and we're also having a single release show / party. So it is going to be really fun, really busy, of course, the first week. But then I also have a lot of like fun things planned to be hanging out with my friends. Also a new book for book club. And I hope that March comes and it is kind to you, that the sun comes out for you, that you get to go do fun and awesome things. Thank you so much for watching this video. Seriously, I am still starting out on YouTube, and everyone that has commented has been so sweet and so kind. So I am really happy to be here. If you have any February favorites, maybe products or fun things that you did or something that you learned in February, it'd be cool if you commented below. I love talking to you guys and just hearing what you have to say. So yeah, awesome. I will see you in the next video. Yeah, okay, bye.